Do we have a Scott Effross question of the day, Dakota?
I believe so. He was rehearsing about 10 different ones on me before we came on, so he better have narrowed it down to one.
Scott, nice to meet you. I didn't know that was you to begin with. Nice to meet you.
Tom, it's a pleasure. Pleasure's all mine. Long time follower. Yeah, what an honor.
Thanks. Scott, what hat is that?
It's a Browns hat. Talk about morale. Browns big signing day. Jadeveon Clowney just loading the front four of the defense for next season. So very excited. Very excited. Ian, fellow Browns fan, apparently.
Yeah. Not a very good Browns fan, but
Ian's a fan of whatever like fits the storyline. Like if they're like, oh, he's from Pittsburgh, he's a Steelers fan. Like, oh, he's in Chicago, he's a Bears fan. Like, so yeah, you know, whatever you need me to be.
Watching the games, you do wear a lot of hats. It's like when you're in Pittsburgh, you went to Pirates games. Your dad, I believe, was an Indian fan. When you're in Cincinnati, it was because you went to Cincinnati. And the Browns now, it's wear a lot of hats.
I'm just a Midwest guy. Just a guy who just floats around the Midwest.
Try to get Trubisky on the podcast. But yeah.
Yeah, he had no desire to come on the podcast.
It's all right. We'll get Andy Dalton on. We'll get Andy Dalton instead.
We'll get Andy Dalton on.
Scott, what's your question?
Okay, so practicing a few, got a few, yeah.
He kept asking, he's like, is that a good one? I'm like, I don't know, man, it's your question.
All right, so, weather's turning, it's getting very nice out. I'm sure you guys have enjoyed that a little bit, except you've been inside in Milwaukee. But weather turning makes me think of summer, talk about morale, thinking about summer baseball when you're a kid growing up. What is one... It doesn't have to be your favorite, but a standout moment you had from like a travel ball team or a community team. Me and Dakota were thinking of some before the show started. Dom, I'm sure you can answer these as well, growing up playing baseball.
Yeah.
Anything off the top of your head that stands out? Just a good memory of playing baseball, maybe help with morale, positive word that we've been talking about here.
Yeah. Great question. Love to bring it back to when you were a kid. The first thing that popped into my head was when I was 8 years old. We had, it was coach pitch still. I played on a team with David Bednar, who is a reliever with the Pirates now. And so he moved actually after we were 8, he moved to a different township, but we played together when we were 8 years old and had a coach that would like basically chest bump everybody. So you make a great play. And you'd like flying chest bump you and like little 8-year-olds jumping up and like barely touching him, But I remember we were like, it wasn't even like a game. It was like practice. And they were like throwing fly balls. And when you're 8, like you think you made like a Jim Edmonds Superman diving play, but you probably just like flopped and caught it and just like so fired up. Like that was when baseball was fun. But it was really cool because seeing David playing against him with the Pirates and then seeing his family and my mom was there and pretty cool all the way around. Also, Troy Apke, safety or cornerback for the Washington football team, was also on that team. So we were stacked at 8 years old.
Lafayette guy, Bednar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His little brother, Will, is a stud at, I think, Mississippi State.
Okay, I got you. I can go if you want to answer. I think it all comes back to your all-star team. Getting the first, again, at least where I'm from, you don't like having your travel all-star team. You know what I'm saying? Like post-farm league.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? Get that jersey. I've never worn a jersey with more pride. At 10 years old, you get that first jersey for your town, and you got your name on your back, and you feel like you're in the show. And then you start playing under the lights for the first time, where the travel ball games go on you can't beat that. And the fact you got your name on your back and you look at the year above you, I thought they were Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Mickey Mantle all come. I was like, these guys are absolutely incredible. And to wear that same jersey as a 10-year-old, you can listen to the pride in my voice that I still have. I still have the jersey in my closet. I just moved into this house. Still have the jersey in my closet with my name on my back. That's something I'll never forget, playing under the lights. And I think you all would relate to that for sure.
Did you have Did you have lights at multiple fields in your community, or was it like one field that had lights?
We had one field. We had one field with lights. It was a big deal. It was actually like the only field with lights around here. So when you're playing, and it was like one of those complexes with like 4 fields and they all had lights. And, you know, summertime, big game starts at 7:30. You're getting warmed up. And you know, as a kid too, like you play with your buddies and like every game was a huge game. Like you didn't really know what to talk about as a kid. And you're like, man, this is a huge game. Yeah, I never hit a home run out of that field, but it was, again, something I'll never forget.
We had one field in the community that had lights. It was called Dixon. And so all the other like elementary schools or fields were just like dirt fields with no lights. And then you finally got the game at Dixon, also an all dirt field. But you finally got that game and it was like, oh, this field's majestic. I drove by it last week. It was like grass and the dirt and the infield and stuff. It's like, it's not in great shape right now, but like remembering that at 8 years old, like that was the spot.
I must have grew up in a pretty nice area then, because every field we had lights. Sorry. That was just a regular. I think I'm thinking back, and I swear every field had them.
Yeah, that's it. We're built different. All right, we had no lights. It was all dirt. It was getting hit in the face with bad hops. Built different.
Playing on grass fields where you put the base in, you know, down there at second base. I mean, yeah, we're getting bad hops all the time, taking off the chest, just wearing it like a hockey goalie.
When I was in high school, there was like 2 grass fields. Like it was, if you got to play in a field that had grass in high school, it was like, holy shit, this field's got grass. What is this, a university?
Wait, you played on dirt?
Our high school field was all dirt. There was no grass in the infield. You just get smoked in the face all the time.
Did you have a mound?
What?
Did you have a mound?
Yeah, we had a mound.
You had a mound. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. That's kind of sick though. An all dirt field is kind of sick.
Yeah. And now I go back and it's all turf. And I saw the high school kids and I was like, hey, why don't you go to the parking lot and take some balls in the parking lot and toughen up.
You'll see what I had to deal with.
Yeah. Like the old man yelling at the clouds. Dakota, what's your Little League memory?
I said mine to Scott earlier, a little different than actually playing, but my favorite was travel ball on the roads because the parents seemed to have more fun than the kids did. We would we were like 14 or 15. So we would like go see a movie and we'd come back and all the parents are just in the lobby hammered and just like playing cards. And I was like, that looks like so much fun. I remember one time we went to a movie, or my like mom and sisters and then like some of the other moms were going to see the Chronicles of Narnia. And one of my buddy's dads comes up to me, he's hammered. He goes, hey, Dakota, you going to go see Chronicles of Narnia with him? And I'm just like, no, what? I was like terrified of him. But I mean, I love summer ball, like the traveling and staying in hotels. It was a blast. But that's the first memory that came to my mind was the parents.
Yeah. From Pittsburgh, it'd be like, we're going to a tournament in Virginia. It'd be like, sick, we're going to Virginia? Awesome.
We would go from Grand Rapids, Michigan to South Bend, Indiana. And I was like, this is going to be so sick. And it's like an hour from our house.
Yeah.